All right, I just got done doing my run. Hopefully this doesn't bounce around while I'm talking. But it was supposed to be an easy run according to my plan, which was supposed to be slower than a 11-minute and like 15-second mile pace. And I worked out with my unit today in the military. We did a formation run, and there was easily several hundred of us. And I thought it was going to be slow. Now, I'm not saying it was hard or anything like that, but we were going at like a 10-minute mile pace at first for like the first mile, which I thought was insane. I didn't think that was going to be it at all. I thought it was going to be more of like the 12, 13-minute pace, but we were cooking. And then the last mile, because we did 2.5 miles, which was a little under what my plan was according to the Runna app. But that last mile, there was probably about a quarter mile of uphill, which was pretty rough. It was taking some people out, but I dug through it. And at first, to kind of backtrack, at first I thought my knees were very tight. We didn't stretch at all, which was silly. I did a little bit of self-stretching, but not enough, because I thought we were going to be doing some as a unit, but I was wrong. So bad of me for assuming. But yeah, I'm glad we got the run in. I'm glad it was more challenging than I thought it was going to be, even though my Runna app said to do an easy run, slower than the pace that we were doing. But regardless, I still got an easy run in today. Sunday, I'm supposed to do the half marathon practice. I'm very nervous for Sunday because I know my knees aren't going to be feeling any better. And so I'm going to definitely approach my runs differently. Yeah, I want to make sure that I'm not doing any absurd or damaging motions. So, but at the same time, I don't want to overcomplicate it. Like, if you're familiar with golf is super complex as far as like the amount of movements, and then when you're about to hit the ball, there's so many different movements with your hands and keeping your wrists locked and how far you go back and your hip rotation, yada yada yada. And that's how I feel like with running. And it's getting to the point where it's similar to golf in my mind, with keeping my chest up, standing straight, and making sure I go at 108 beats per minute, and my strides need to be such distance, my foot placement needs to be striking mid-foot, depending on the elevation, and all this other stuff. And I'm like going through it in my head when I'm running, like, oh, make sure you're doing this, and I think it's doing worse than better, more worse than better. I don't know how I'm trying to put that, but yeah, I don't think it's doing me any good. And so I kind of want to change my mindset as far as how my runs are going to go and what my focus is going to be, which is just surviving and at the end of the day having fun. Because running sucks and I don't like it, but I want to enjoy it, especially if I have to run 26.2 miles, because that's going to blow. It's going to blow, and I got to overcome it somehow, some way. And it's not going to be through keeping my chest up and doing this and that and that. I just want to survive. At this point, at first, I wanted to go fast. I wanted to do a crazy goal, which was to like run it within 3 miles. And then I learned the reality of it. And then I was like, okay, 4 hours. And then I learned the reality of that. And I was like 5 hours. And then I started running more throughout the week. And I was like, there's no way I can do it in 5 hours. And so now my goal is to just do it, to get through it, to survive it, do the full thing. I don't care if it takes 20 hours, but to be able to do it. And if I decide this is something I want to pursue in the future, then I'll start to train for it more seriously and allow myself more time to actually be competitive. Because right now, considering it's my first marathon, I'm gonna just do it and just have fun doing it, enjoying the process, enjoying the suck, because not all of it is fun. And I don't think I've explained it in my videos before, but the reason also that I want to complete this is David Goggins in his book has this method, and I could be wrong, but it's a cookie jar. And so with that, you essentially put these tough things that you have accomplished throughout your life into this mental cookie jar. And then when you're facing another tough challenge, or you're in the middle of something that you don't want to do, you don't want to face, and you kind of just want to give up, that voice in your mind is just like, why are you doing it? Give up. Like, there's no point to do this, yada, yada, yada. You pull that little mental cookie out of the cookie jar and you have it. And so I feel like in my mind, if I was to run this marathon, complete it, I could use that at my disposal when I'm doing anything, whether it's work related, school related, family related, physical, whatever it is. I could dig back into my head and say, you remember that time I trained and I only had 3 months to train for my first marathon, and I overcame it because I put my head down and I did what I needed to do. And yeah, and so that's my goal. And so that way in the future, I can say that this was probably the hardest thing I've ever done as of right now. And whatever it is I'm facing, I can do it again because of this. I hope you enjoy that. I hope that makes sense. If you're going through something similar to that, or you're doing something in your life that's difficult as well, let me know. Let me know how you're overcoming it. Oh, it's getting really shaky. So I'm going to end this, but yes, stay tuned. Subscribe if you're just now seeing this. Follow the series, where I'm going to get this done. I got 44 more days. Let's go.